Please move rapidly to your places. I'd like to begin this evening by offering prayer, and so if you will join me. The Lord be with you. Let us pray. O Lord God, we have experienced your Spirit moving among us throughout this time of General Conference. And we know that you continue to move in our midst. We sometimes have difficulty hearing and responding to what you would have us do. But we pray this evening that our ears may be open, that we may hear, and our eyes able to see, that we may follow faithfully Christ Jesus our Lord. For he indeed is our Redeemer, our Savior, and our hope. Help us to be faithful disciples and serve you faithfully. For we ask it all in Christ's name. Amen. I'm Bishop Max Whitfield. I have the great privilege of serving the Northwest Texas and New Mexico annual conferences. Some of my wonderful friends in that annual conference told me earlier in the week, before they knew I was presiding, that someone real mean needed to be in the chair tonight. So I think that part of my responsibilities will be to try to run a real tight ship because we got a limited amount of time. At 11:15 this evening, we will be adjourning and moving to worship. So you need to know that on the front end. I'd love to see that a whole lot quicker than that point, but I'm telling you that after that point, we will be adjourning. We've got, first of all, we've got disciplinary obligations, and secondly, this hall has to be cleared and redone and everything for another group to come in. So that's going to push us in a powerful way. I am very pleased to have Bishop Warner Brown and Bishop Janice Huey sitting behind me today because I know of both of their great abilities to preside, and if they can whisper loud enough and long enough, maybe I can hear and they can guide me in a way that enables you to do the business that you need to do. We're going to begin this evening by asking Frank Beard to come from the Agenda Committee and bring us a report from that committee.
Bishop Whitfield, delegates of the 2012 General Conference. The Committee on Agenda and Calendar has set the following agenda for the evening session. This agenda is designed to address the situation in which we find ourselves as a result of the Judicial Council ruling. At this time, I'd like to invite Bishop Goodpastor to come and share a word with us.
Bishop Goodpastor, will you please come and address us?
Thank you, Bishop Whitfield. Thank you, Frank. Sisters and brothers, at the close of the afternoon session, we heard the decision from the Judicial Council regarding actions that we took earlier this week in adopting Plan UMC as a new structure and organization for our United Methodist Church. The decision of the Judicial Council left many of you, many of us, confused. Where do we go now? What do we do? Have we wasted our 10 days here? The church's time and energy, your time and energy. We believe there is a way forward, and there is a time for us to continue to be the people Christ has called us to be. Tonight, we believe that as we move forward, you have set a direction. Plan UMC charted a course. That course has now been interrupted, but it has given us the values, the parameters, and a direction for our United Methodist Church. Those who made that motion originally will come and suggest a way of utilizing your work that has been so good and helpful through the week, and acknowledge that many of you raised questions about the plan and even wanted to study it for a few more years. There is a way forward. We have a structure. It is in the 2008 Book of Discipline. We have already taken action to change some of the ways some of the boards are configured. And you will hear in the next report from the Agenda Committee of how to deal with other petitions that are coming. What do we do about the budget? General Counsel on Finance and Administration has been in conversation since we broke this afternoon and has a way forward. What I would offer to this conference is that we do have a way, and to invite you in these next few moments to begin to open ourselves to the movement of the Spirit into a new direction. It may not be what we wanted originally. It may not be what we had hoped would happen. It may not be what any of us would want, but it is a way forward with hope. We believe that as we move forward in this direction, and when we leave here tonight, we will leave to return to our homes in places scattered around the globe in order to make disciples of Jesus Christ and transform the world through congregations where we currently live and serve and worship. There is not a time for us tonight to be of a spirit of panic or anxiety. We will find this way forward. As you hear the agenda and as it unfolds, there will be a way of dealing with the future and study and reflection on structure and organization, a way for our current structure to function until the next General Conference, and a way for the budget to be aligned with where we are. We left here with confusion. We believe as we gather back together tonight that God will provide a way. The one thing that I have been absolutely convinced of from the beginning of my life in Christ is that God always provides a way. When Moses led the people to the Red Sea and they said, "There is no way," God provided a way. When the disciples said, "It's over, it's empty, the cross, it's death," God provided a way. God always provides a way. We have a course that we can follow tonight, and we invite you to join that as we move into the future and leave here committed to serve Christ. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bishop Goodpastor. Appreciate that. And I'll return at this time to Frank Beard.
Thank you, Bishop. The Committee on Agenda and Calendar have determined that there are 28 calendar items which address agency board size or restructure that have already been properly completed by this body. We also have identified 9 calendar items of the same subject matter which are properly before us. They will be presented for action. The 6 remaining items that affect agency board size or restructure not already calendared have been given calendar item numbers and will be presented for your consideration. When we have completed all actions on these items, there will be a brief recess to allow for updated nominations from the Council of Bishops and an updated budget presentation from the General Counsel on Finance and Administration. The nominations and GCFA elections and budget will be considered for action following the recess. Now, friends, we need to understand that our time is limited. It will be important for us to work together with efficiency.
Thank you very much, Frank. Appreciate that. And that spells out the agenda for this evening. I want to turn at this time to Greg Stover and Christine Dodson. If you'd come, please.
Bishop, I'm Christine Dodson, lay delegate, North Carolina Annual Conference, and I'm here to make a motion. In accordance with paragraph 47 and paragraph 905.4, I move to refer Plan UMC to the Council of Bishops who, in partnership with the connectional table, will perfect Plan UMC and correct any constitutional matters. The Council of Bishops and the connectional table shall report back to the General Conference. The report may occur at a special called session of General Conference before 2016. And if there's a second, we'd like to speak.
It's seconded, so it's properly before you.
Thank you, Bishop. My name is Greg Stover from the West Ohio Conference, USA. Members of the General Conference, it is tempting to be discouraged at this moment by the ruling of the Judicial Council. Do not be discouraged. I want to assure this General Conference that we have done good work. The decision that we together made to adopt Plan UMC by a 60% majority as a platform for change and as an affirmation of our desire to move the United Methodist Church forward. Together, our decision resoundingly affirmed our challenge to redirect the flow of attention, energy, resources to the fostering and sustaining of vital congregations for making disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. Together, we courageously embrace the reality of our need for new missional focus. Together, we voted for a plan that promises change that goes deeper than merely downsizing. Together, we stepped forward to embrace the representation of central conferences on our boards and agencies to 30%, a doubling of the current situation. We together have invested time, energy, prayer. Let us not lose our momentum. Let us not waste the work that we have done together. This General Conference has embraced Plan UMC as the way forward. Now, we've hit a snag. However, the Council of Bishops and the connectional table, working in partnership together, can correct the places that need attention. By referral, we will ensure that we have not wasted the hard work we have done together, but we will be able to build on that hard work and the holy conferencing that we have begun. I urge you to refer Plan UMC. Okay,
this is properly before you. I see several wanting the floor. I'll recognize the one that's closest to me, I believe. Yes, if you'll come to microphone 6. Microphone.
Kevin Nelson, Laity, New York Annual Conference. I rise to speak against referral. I'm reading from the Judicial Council decision. Although the adoption of Plan UMC by the General Conference came through a tortured course and outside of the established legislative processes, we do not review those processes. Our review in this case is confined to constitutionality. We have reviewed the plan to determine whether any part, portion, or all of Plan UMC can be saved and conclude that it cannot. The broad delegation of legislative authority and the commingling of the role of oversight so inextricably permeate the plan as to render it constitutionally unsalvageable. Regardless of whether Plan UMC was properly adopted under the constitutional authority of the General Conference as provided in paragraph 16.8, it does not meet the broader requirements of the Constitution. In other words, according to the Judicial Council, this plan cannot be saved. It cannot be cleared of its constitutional problems, and we should not be referring this plan back for further study with the claim that those problems can be fixed.
Okay, I see one in the front that going to microphone 9, desiring to speak for.
Sally Langford, Western North Carolina, United States. I urge that we refer this. 60% of us voted for Plan UMC, knowing that it is not perfect, that it needs work, but there are a large percentage of us that feel that change has to happen in our denomination, that if we keep putting off to another general conference, we are slowly but surely going to die. That is a reality from my perspective. And we have been here for 2 weeks working on legislation, but it has been going on for years as we have tried to find a way forward. So even though this process is incomplete now, I urge us not to let it die. We have spent too many days together in conversations, agreeing, disagreeing, but in conversation. And I pray that we will continue this in the days to come. So please vote to refer this to the Council of Bishops and the connectional table.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to go all the way in the back. Yes, you're moving toward the microphone. I believe it'd be microphone 8. No, I'm sorry. The gentleman is coming to the mic. It's one I recognized.
Thank you, Bishop. My name is Charles Boyu from the Detroit Conference, North Central Jurisdiction, United States. Is it in order to make a motion to amend the motion before us?
It is in order.
Bishop, I do not have the full text of the motion, but the essence of my motion is that the referral to the Council of Bishops and the connectional table be made and a report brought back to the 2016 General Conference. If I get a second, I'll speak to it.
Okay, is there a second?
We do not need to try to resuscitate this unconstitutional plan by putting additional financial burden on our local churches and our denomination to call for another general conference before 2016. We have enabling legislation, some already adopted and others pending to be adopted tonight, which were responses by the general agencies of this denomination to the call to action. I believe that if and when we approve all of those enabling legislations, we will have developed an interim plan sufficient to take us to 2016. Spending money just to hold meetings to fix a plan that can be fixed in 4 years is unnecessary. I urge all of the delegates to unite around trying to adjourn this general conference at a decent time and giving us time to fix the plan. I was the chair of the subcommittee on structures, and we worked hard trying to do some of what was not done by this plan. And I thank the Judicial Council for its wisdom. It is now the time for this General Conference to be wise.
Okay, thank you. I see a white card here near the front. Yes, you. Was that microphone 9?
I have a point of clarification. Joey Lopez, Western North Carolina Annual Conference.
Okay.
Are we still under the rules that we amended earlier? There was 2 speeches for and 2 speeches against?
That's correct.
I believe there were 3 speeches for referral before. 2 from up front and then 1 from Sally Langford here from Western North Carolina.
I'm being told that there was 2 and 2 at that point.
Okay,
Thank you. I think we've had 1 speech for the amendment, which is to report to the 2016 General Conference. Going to recognize the person in the far back, yes, waving. One.
Bradley Lorovic, Rocky Mountain Conference, clergy. I stand to oppose the amendment because I stand opposed to referral in general. I'm not certain why exactly we're in this place. The motion to refer was made by a group that led us to this place, and I wonder about a few different things. I wonder why we will take time and money to do something when we've already spent time and money with the plans that are available to us for our general agencies. Those plans exist, they are calendared for us to work with, and we can reduce the size of those agencies, enable mission and ministry from this moment out, and still get out of here in a decent time. My question is, what kind of energy and resources will be working to fix something that's unsalvageable, when instead of referring something for 4 years, we could fight malaria these 4 years? Where instead of referring something for 4 more years, we could feed the hungry for 4 years. These are things I'm asking us to do instead of referring, by using the good work that was done over a good amount of time by people from all around the world, developing plans that demonstrate our diversity, that leave us in a place to do good work starting tomorrow with nothing else hanging over our heads. This is an opportunity for us to make disciples of Jesus Christ instead of referring options to committee. I invite us to move forward against referral, both the amendment and the main motion, so that we might engage the work that is calendared before us. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Someone want to speak for the amendment? This is for the amendment. Okay. See a white card, or looks like microphone 2.
Denny Kuhn, clergy, Iowa. You mentioned in the recommendation that we would meet before 2016, and I was wondering how that would be paid for.
Well, that's one that I can't answer. I'll turn to the secretary and see if he can guide, or if someone else wants to do that. Okay.
I believe that General Secretary Moses Kumar would be able to answer that question.
Okay. Secretary Kumar, can you come and help us? Will you give him permission to speak? If you will, lift the hand, please. Down. If you're opposed to that, lift the hand. We'd hear you with, he's near my, okay, I see you now, Moses. Microphone 4.
The cost of having the special session or in a block of 3 days, it'll cost around $3.5 million. The travel cost alone is around $2 million. And we do not have any funding in our General Commission on General Conference. It has to come from the entire apportionment.
Okay, thank you, appreciate that. I'm going to recognize you here at the front. I'm going to try to move around. It's a large body to try to move around, but I'm going to try to. It's microphone 5.
Lawrence Pelham, Peninsula Delaware Conference, laity. I rise to support the amendment and the year of 2016. Now, I rise to do that in spite of what I've heard about the plan not being salvageable. But what I heard in the original motion, which is carried over by the amendment, is that they would use the parameters that we have agreed upon in order to craft something that fits the Constitution. We have to move forward in some way. The mission will go on in the next 4 years, but you have to have a process to adjust the organizational structure of the church, because factually it is not a modern day structure. This structure has to change, and some organization has to do it. I believe the people that we would refer this to, according to the current Constitution, are the right people to do that. So if they are the right people to do that, we may as well refer that now as opposed to some point in the future. So I believe referring this to that body is the right way to go, the most efficient way to go, because we must change in order to meet the long-term mission.
We've had 2 speeches for the amendment, need 1 against. Going to go to the person near the aisle. Yes, you stood up. If you'll come, was microphone 7.
Bishop, I'm Harim Santos of Northern Philippines Annual Conference. I am a lay delegate. I have seen the sentence, the plan UMC is unconstitutional, and it appears in this sheet 3 times. I understand this sentence. The word unsalvageable is also seen in this paper. I understand also the word. Thank you. I am against for the referral.
Okay, thank you. So we're at 2 and 2, and it's time for us to cast votes. So if you'll take your voting pad, are those turned on? May need to be turned on. We're going to move to a vote, and I'm not going to be recognizing folks when we get to votes unless you're asking for information that will help us move forward and just clarification or points of order. Amendments are out of order, at least my reading of the rules, so I will not be taking amendments or things of that nature. Will for clarification, however. This is a point of clarification, but I'm not going to, if you start making speeches, I will rule you out of order very quickly.
Yes, sir, this is a point of clarification, Bishop.
Microphone 9, please.
I'm Jennifer Burton from the Western North Carolina Conference in the USA laity. I have a point of clarification just to make sure. Was the original motion that was made saying that it required a general conference to come back early, or was it an option?
I'm going to turn to the makers of the motion.
The text of the original motion stated the report may occur at a special called session of general conference before 2016.
Thank you. Okay, I see another white card. This is for information only.
Denise Honeycutt, Virginia Conference. Bishop,
Microphone 10, I'm sorry.
Denise Honeycutt, Virginia Conference. Bishop, if this is not referred, will we as a body have an opportunity to hear the plans that came to us from the general agencies, which did indeed reduce their bodies and increase the number of central conferences on each board? Will we have an opportunity to hear those?
The answer is yes. Okay. Recognize the white card. Come to microphone 10, please.
Yoshiro Nakajima, California, Nevada. Bishop, is it in order to table this?
It is in order.
Bishop, I move to table this whole thing.
Okay. This requires a two-thirds vote. It's non-debatable, if I remember correctly, and so prepare to vote. That doesn't require a second, does it? Require a second? No. Okay. Motion is to table. If you'll prepare your keypads, and you will press 1 for yes, 2 for no. This has to be strictly for purposes of clarification. I'll recognize you, and yes, if you go to, let's see, what, microphone 6.
Ellen Alston, Louisiana Conference, USA. My question is, if there's a motion to table, don't we need to know toward what time that is tabled, until when? Or can it be indefinite?
It'd be indefinite table, the way I heard the motion.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I recognize you, but this, microphone 6.
Bishop Fred Brewington, New York Annual Conference, USA, laity. I thought I heard the chair indicate that it required a 2/3 vote to table something. I asked the chair to check that reference, please.
Thank you. It is majority. I appreciate that. Point of order. It is majority. I'm going to ask you to stay in your places and not come into the aisles. I'm not going to recognize you when you start running around. So stay in your places. I think we're ready to vote. If you... Okay, back in the back. And don't stand on the tables. I'll do the same thing. I'll rule you out of order if you do that. I know.
Leah Taylor, lady from the Texas Conference. Before we vote on anything having to do with referral or tabling, I think the body needs to know whether or not what comes back to us, whenever it comes back to us, will be reviewed for constitutionality.
I think what's before us is a motion to table, and that's all that's before us at this time. White card, yes, if you'll go to microphone, looks like 7 is the closest there.
Bishop, my name is Mande, clergy delegate, North Katanga Annual Conference. For many to understand, especially for translation purposes, what is the meaning of tabling, to table? What are the implications?
I think at tabling, and I may need some help from folks behind me. My understanding is if you table, you suspend further consideration of this issue. So that means that we just stop on this issue of referral indefinitely. Okay? I believe you've had enough explanation. If you will go to your keypads and voting pads at this time, and if you will turn vote 1 for yes, 2 for no, and I will ask you vote now. Another 5 seconds. Vote is closed. The vote to table is not supported by the body. So we're back on the motion to amend. This is a referral to report to 2016. That's the report to General Conference 2016 is the amendment. So if you will take your pads again, we're going to move to a vote. If you will vote 1 for yes, 2 for no. Another 5 seconds. The vote is closed. The amendment passes. I see a white card here. I'll recognize you.
Rule Falsely, Alabama West Florida Conference, USA clergy. I would like to ask the question that the lady was asking, if that's in order. Is there any plan to review the constitutionality of the plan before it comes back? And if there's not, would I be in order to make a motion that that take place before 2016?
Greg Stover, West Ohio, USA. It is my understanding that one of the authorities that the Council of Bishops has is the authority to refer proposed legislation to the Judicial Council. So the way that this particular motion to refer is written would enable the Council of Bishops, as proposed legislation is developed, to refer it to the Judicial Council for a declaratory decision. So I believe there is a way to review this before a plan is brought back. That's my understanding.
Okay, I think there's, back in the back, there's a question been up, so, yeah. Microphone 8. Got 2 back.
Bishop Leah Taylor, Laity, Texas Conference, USA. I would like to move that we amend the motion that's on the floor to require that the proposed legislation is reviewed for constitutionality prior to coming back to this body for a vote.
Okay, is there a second? That's in order. Is there a second? Seconded is properly before you. So we're on an amendment to require that the plan go before the Judicial Council before it's brought back before the General Conference. Okay, I see recognize you at microphone 8.
Igminio Domingo from Southern Tagalog Provincial Annual Conference.
Okay.
I rise for point of clarification, Bishop. Is it constitutional to discuss a program which is already declared by the Judicial Council as unconstitutional?
Yeah, we've been conferring a little bit. We believe that whatever comes back will be a new proposal that would not have been necessarily before the Judicial Council. The amendment that's been proposed is that that be required to take that to the Judicial Council before it be brought to the body.
Bishop, the plan that we are discussing is a plan UMC, which is the program declared by the Judicial Council as unconstitutional and unsalvageable. So I think there is no reason at all for this General Conference to discuss, because it is already declared as unconstitutional.
Okay, I think that's inappropriate at this point. Let's see. I've had one speech for. I'm going to recognize the speech against. Microphone 2, I believe it is. Is it
3, sir? 3.
Thank you, 3.
Wee Chang. I want to change my name to Wee Change. But the Wee Chang, New England, USA clergy delegate. I wanted to speak against this proposal to refer. Unlike my brother who on the podium told us that...
We're on the amendment and not on the referral at this point. We're on the amendment.
Amendment on?
To the referral. The amendment is to require us to inquire about the constitutionality of the plan before it comes before the body. That's what's before us.
Can I come back next time?
Go ahead and sit down. I'll recognize you here. Microphone 9.
Judy Nutter, West Virginia Annual Conference, U.S. I understand the amendment, but I don't understand why we are dealing with this, why the plan that would come back would be constitutional. It started with an unofficial body of this group that was not representative of the General Conference.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. We're going to make sure that you're speaking to the amendment. Okay, got a card over here on this side. Be microphone 1.
Thank you, Bishop. Lynn Powell, Laity, North Georgia. Bishop, if it is in order to suspend the rules, and if it passes, I will move to do as we did 4 years ago, 8 years ago, and 12 years ago on this day, at this time, to limit debate to 1 minute.
Okay, this is suspension of the rules in order to limit debate. So that is properly before you. Take your keypad. This does require 2/3 vote. I think that there's not a question about this one at this point. This is a matter of suspension of the rules. It's properly before us. Okay. Oh, you're missing keypad. Thank you. That is in order. Very much so. If you'll hold that, see if the appropriate people can help you out. Thank you. Suspension of the rule, I really don't think anything else is supposed to come before us here. Okay. I don't believe that at this point, what we're on is suspension of the rules. Don't think that this is any time for questions unless you're questioning whether or not you can suspend the rules. I will recognize you, but this is suspension of the rules.
Clergy Virginia Conference, Rule 9.4 says the 3-minute limit on delegate speeches may be amended by a majority vote of the body at any time and for any period of duration.
Okay, I've been informed that is majority vote instead of the 2/3 on that to limit the debate to 1 minute, so the suspension of the rules not required. Thank you for that. The issue was made, I believe, by Delegate Powell for 1 minute Was that correct? I'll go back to the maker of the motion. So I think we need that one clear because I was not clear about the motion. Microphone 1.
Yes, Bishop. My motion, if we suspend the rules, is that debate be limited to 1 minute, as is tradition on this day at this time over several general conferences.
Okay. So this is majority rule on this to limit debate to 1 minute. If you'll take your keypads, we'll see if this is what you want to do. If you will approve this motion to limit debate to 1 minute, you'll press 1 for yes, 2 for no, and ask you would vote now. Five seconds. Okay, the voting's closed. Okay, it does pass, so we're limited to the 1 minute. I'm going to turn just a second, make sure that I know where I am before I say much else. What I have is 2 that have spoken against requiring this to go for constitutional, 1 speaking for it. That's what's before us. Okay, I'm going to recognize the white card here, and I will come back to you in a moment.
California, Nevada Annual Conference. Bishop, before I speak, I'm going to ask you to please be patient and gracious with me as I'm seeking a point of clarification, and I'm sensing that a number of people have this question and really need an answer to help me to go forward. If what's before us was unconstitutional and unsalvageable, then my understanding is that there's nothing on the floor to be referred, and that it would seem that we go from this place with folks just making a new petition to bring back to next general conference. So I'm not quite understanding what's being referred that would go to the Council of Bishops. I need help understanding it, and I think a number of folks do too.
I think that if I heard the motion correctly, and I probably am out of order in the chair, was that the plan would be referred for the purpose of addressing the constitutional issues.
But if there is no plan, because it was unconstitutional, it seems to me that there is no plan.
Okay.
That's what I'm not understanding.
If you want to, the thing to do here is if you don't want to vote the plan, just vote no, and we'll move on in that process. Let's don't be debating with the questions, and I'll ask you to do that. Back here in the back, I'll recognize you. This is for information or motion, and I don't think we've got a motion available because we've got amendment and amendment. Yes, microphone 12.
Jen Ilo, laity, Baltimore, Washington Conference, United States. Bishop, I'd ask that you put that somebody put the proposed motion to refer as amended on the screen. This has become quite confusing. I'm not sure that we will be making a reasoned, informed decision on what we're voting about unless we can see it. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not sure. I'll turn to the secretary and see whether this is possible. I know it's possible to read it.
Actually, it's not possible because I have not yet received the amendment. So it needs, friends, let me explain to you. I can't make it up. When you make a motion, it needs to come up here immediately. So what I can say what I think we said. Actually, what we have is not an amendment in the strictest sense, but I'm going to make it into amendment so it flows.
Okay.
In accordance with paragraph 47 and paragraph 905.4, I move to refer Plan UMC to the Council of Bishops, who will, in partnership with the connectional table, perfect Plan UMC and correct any constitutional matters. The Council of Bishops and the connectional table, hard to edit on the fly. The legislation will be required to be reviewed by the Judicial Council for a ruling on constitutionality prior to coming back to General Conference for a vote. The Council of Bishops and the connectional table shall report back to the General Conference. The report may occur, we edited that out. The report shall come at the 2016 General Conference.
Okay. We're trying to get this as clear as we can in the process. I've seen a green card way back in the back. Yes. Yes. Microphone 8.
Steve Wendy, Texas Conference, USA, clergy. Friends, we know there are folks here who don't like the plan and would like to kill it. There are folks here who did like the plan and are sorry it was rendered unconstitutional. This reference is to our bishops and the connectional table, and all the amendment is asking is to let them find out whether it's salvageable and whether it can be made constitutional. And if you want to vote for ignorance, vote against it. Let's trust our bishops. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That was bad. And I apologize to the conference.
Okay, let's see if we can be kind to each other, folks.
You're right. I should never have said that, and I deeply apologize to the conference. That was inappropriate. It was unseemly. It was unchristian, and this body deserves better. I do apologize, but I do support the amendment to let our bishops.
Okay, I believe your time is up. Now, we've had 2 and 2. This is on the amendment, and that's the only thing that's before us. And so if the clarifications will have to be in that line only. I'll recognize the person here, the red shirt. Go to microphone 9 or 10, whichever is convenient for you there. Microphone 9.
Zachary Allen, Laity, West Virginia Annual Conference, Northeastern Jurisdiction. Bishop, I have to respectfully suggest this entire debate is out of order because I think that in our haste to make a change, we forgot that the Judicial Council did not refer this back to the body, simply struck it down. And so in order for us to refer it to anyone, we must reconsider the vote.
Okay, what I'm going to do is say that I have ruled this in order. If you want to appeal the decision of the chair, you may do so.
Okay, I feel like I want to do that and I don't know how.
It's rather simple. I appeal the decision of the chair that this is in order.
Who do I appeal to?
That's all you have to say.
I'm sorry. Then yes, I appeal.
Okay, I think that the intent was to appeal the decision of the chair, and I'm going to rule that in order, and that moves then. If you want to make a brief statement, you may do so in that regard. Rule that I think that it was appropriately brought before us by the committee chair and is there. If you will prepare to vote at this time, please, on the decision of the chair. If we bring up the keypads and we'll vote. Okay, what have I ruled out? Okay, a point of order is probably in order, but there's only two people allowed to speak. The person who made the request for the appeal decision of the chair and the chair. No one else is allowed to speak on that.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be slow. Can you call me back to the microphone?
No.
Okay.
I took your statement as your desire to appeal the decision of the chair.
Okay,
thank you. Okay, microphone 6. No, the person's already there.
Sorry.
Person's already there, microphone 6.
Bishop, thank you for recognizing me on this point of order. My point of order is that based on our rules, is not the motion to appeal the decision of the chair debatable?
I was wrong. It is debatable. That's not the first mistake I've made. Probably won't be the last one I make tonight either. Okay? So if you want to discuss this, you may do so. I don't see anyone wanting to debate this. Okay, I recognize you at the table here. We're at a point of voting on the appeal decisions. Chair. Microphone 5.
Phil Moose, Laity, West Ohio Conference, USA. Our table's a little confused, Bishop, to make sure we understand the yes vote is a vote to support the appeal. No is a vote to reject the appeal. Is that correct?
Okay, I think that would be right. Yes votes to affirm. Okay. That's what I thought. The yes affirms the decision of the chair. No affirms the maker of the motion. Okay. Okay, thank you. It's without debate. Okay. We're ready to take this vote, I believe. Okay, I see white flags flying in the back. I'll recognize you, please. Go to microphone 8, I believe it is.
Bishop Connie Semimelia from Mindanao, Philippines Annual Conference, Clergy. I just can't really understand why we are entertaining the motion to refer this plan UMC in order for it to be perfected.
Okay,
when
wait,
the Judicial
that's
Council,
not what's
page
before
3.
us. I'm sorry. That's
Bishop,
not.
this is just a question. Because in this judicial judicial decision, page 3,
I'm sorry, you're out of order. That's not what's before us. That's not what's before us at this point. Okay? What's before us is an appealed decision of the chair. Yes vote affirms the decision of the chair. A no vote affirms the appeal. That's what's properly before us at this point. Okay, y'all are, I don't think that there's information that's helpful in this process at all. You're either going to affirm the decision, chair, or you're not. And so I'm going to ask you to take your keypads and you make your decision. If you vote yes, that's to affirm the decision, chair. If you vote no, that's the maker of the motion. If you'll vote now. Five more seconds. Voting is closed. You got a problem? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I said it was closed. They didn't hear it. Okay. Okay, the decision of the chair is upheld. Now, where we are, folks, is we're on an amendment, and I'm going to turn to the secretary again to read the amendment so it's hopefully clear to you what we'll be voting on.
I'm not reading the entire piece, just the amendment. I move that the legislation which is on the floor be amended to require that it be reviewed by the Judicial Council for a ruling on constitutionality prior to coming back to General Conference for a vote.
Okay, that's what's before us, folks. I think we need to go to a vote. And so I'm going to say grab your keypads and let's go to a vote. If you approve this amendment, you will vote 1 for yes, 2 for no. Vote now, if you will, please. Five more seconds. Ballot is closed. Okay, the amendment does pass, and so we're back on then the motion as amended. I see a white flag, yes, there. If you go to the mic. Okay, microphone 2, please.
Thank you, Bishop. Becca Clark, Clergy Delegate, New England Annual Conference, United States. Bishop, I wish to make an amendment, if you will help me.
Okay.
I would like to request that, so I'd like to amend so that a provisional plan be presented to annual conferences in 2015 for the purposes of review and suggestion prior to the 2016 General Conference.
Okay, is there a second? Seconded, so it's properly before you. Would you like to speak?
Yes, thank you, I would. I believe that part of the problem that we saw with the plans coming out of the IoT and the eventual plans before us was a sense that not enough voices were engaged in the conversation and not enough information was known ahead of time for us to make properly informed decisions or to know what the implications or ramifications would be. So I would support this motion to have a greater opportunity for people to participate in the formulation of this very important plan for the future of our denomination. Thank you.
Thank you. Someone want to speak against that? I see an orange card toward the back. Yes, if you'll go to the microphone, looks like 12 to me.
Bishop, I'm Laura Eastoe from the Baltimore-Washington Conference in the Northeast jurisdiction. I rise to speak against the motion as well as the amendment, as well as the main motion to refer. I just want to ask, didn't anybody else feel it? Around 4 o'clock this afternoon when the Holy Spirit showed up and took all of our breath away? Are we so busy with business that we don't even recognize God? We didn't get it right, and we need to repent and move on with our business.
Okay, thank you. Someone will speak for it. I recognize you here at the front. Go to microphone 5, please. No.
Andy Langford, Western North Carolina Annual Conference. I speak in favor of this amendment. It gets greater information out. For example, if we only reduce the size of the general agencies, as may happen later this evening, central conferences will only have 15% of the vote on general agencies. Plan B provides 30% or more vote for central conferences. If you want to limit the central conferences, vote this down. If you want to give central conferences their fair shake at the table, vote for this amendment and vote for the referral.
Okay, thank you. Someone want to speak? Okay, recognize the white card. Microphone, is that two?
Thank you, Bishop. Bruce Robbins, Minnesota Annual Conference. I am confused about the following. The Calendar and Rules Committee presented 2 items of the agenda tonight. The first was 45 items, calendared and non-calendared, that are essential for us to continue working as a United Methodist Church if nothing else takes its place. And secondly, nominations and budget presentations that are necessary as well. Unless I'm mistaken, this is not one of the calendared items. So I move that we table this discussion until we complete work that is essential for us to continue as a United Methodist Church. And then the item could come off the table.
Okay. Okay, that's seconded, so I've heard this motion to table. We've had one previously, but you may be at a point where you want to adopt this one.
This had a clear time limit to it. We could come back to this after we complete items that are essential for us to continue in these next months.
Okay, thank you. This could come back then this evening if you so desire. It is non-debatable, so it's, I heard a second, so it's properly before the body. I'll ask you to take your keypad and vote whether you want to table this. This is until later in the conference. If you would desire to table this till later, you vote 1 for yes, 2 for no. Please vote now. Five more seconds. The ballot's closed. Okay, it is tabled, and we will move then to the calendar items at this point. David, if you will come and lead us, please.
Bishop, members of General Conference, I'm David Bard, clergy delegate from Minnesota, chair of the Ministry and Higher Education Legislative Committee. I would move suspension of the rules so that we may consider previously uncalendared items related to agency size and agency board size and structure, items that have now been given calendar numbers. And if there is a second, I would like to speak briefly to that.
It's seconded.
Actually now 5 hours ago, I was sitting up here prepared to talk about theological education and sacramental authority. My, what a few hours can do. We need a structure to move forward. God may have created out of nothing, but if one theological conviction has been strengthened in the last few hours, is that even together, we are not God.
I'm going to interrupt you because
Yes.
I believe that you moved suspension of the rules. Is that correct?
I did move suspension of the rules.
That's non-debatable, and this
My apologies.
goes to the body at this point. So if you will suspend the rules in order to act upon these calendar items, I would ask you to take your keypads. If you favor this, you will vote 1 for yes, 2 for no. About another 2 or 3 seconds. Ballots closed. Okay, the rules have been suspended, so it's appropriate for us to bring the items before us at this time.
Do we have a slide? Do we want to do that? There should be a slide prepared. As Frank Beard mentioned earlier, a number of items related to board and agency structure presented by the boards and agencies were in fact calendar items. Some have been approved, some had been calendared, others needed to be calendared. I believe all of the items are now before you. Would you like me to read the calendar item numbers? What would be most helpful to the body, Bishop?
I think probably go through the calendar items that, did you say some of these have been approved?
Yes, pardon me? None of these have been approved. This is the list of items. Some had been calendared previously. Okay, these are all of the items that have not yet been acted upon, some of which were calendar items, some of which we have created calendar item numbers for.
Okay. Then I believe it would be helpful for you to read those numbers so that, and give the page number so that it's clear what is before the body.
I'd be glad to do that.
Would that be helpful to you? Okay, let's try that.
Okay, I was just checking to see if my printout was the same as the screen. I'm hoping it is. The first item is calendar number 524, found on DCA page 2369, ADCA page number 1067, petition number 20325. The second is calendar item 517, DCA page number 2367, ADCA page number 1055, petition number 20072. Calendar item 518, DCA page number 2368, ADCA page number 1031, petition number 20073. Calendar item 519, DCA page number 2368, ADCA page number 1078, petition number 20120. Calendar item 520, DCA page number 2368, ADCA page number 1045, petition number 20257. Calendar item 521, DCA page number 2368, ADCA page number 1045, petition number 20258. Calendar item 522, DCA page number 2368, ADCA page number 1046, petition number 20259. Calendar item 523, DCA page number 2368, ADCA page number 1032, petition number 20260. Calendar item 525, DCA page number 2369, ADCA page number 1042, petition number 20346. Calendar item 536. It has no DCA page number. ADCA page number 1034, 1034. Petition number 20114. Calendar item 537. No DCA page number. ADCA page number 1035, 1035. Petition number 20115. Calendar item 541. No DCA page number. ADCA page number 1030, 1030. Petition number 20377. Calendar item 542, 542. No DCA page number. ADCA page number 1031, 1031. Petition number 20378. Calendar item 543. No DCA page number. ADCA page number 1036. Petition number 20379. Finally, calendar item 544. No DCA page number. ADCA page number 1036, 1036. Petition number 20380.
Okay, David, I've got a question, if I may, for a moment, and I'm going to suggest a way forward and see if it'll work. And that is to say, it's my understanding that these petitions have come primarily from the general boards and agencies.
That is correct.
And deal with reduction. They're not here. They're not speaking. Okay, I'm sorry. My understanding is that these have been presented by the general boards and agencies and deal with the reduction in the size and composition of the general boards. Is this accurate?
That is accurate, Bishop.
Okay. Now I'm going to make a suggestion of how we go about this and see how where the body is. So y'all give me direction, and that is to say, one way to deal with this would be an omnibus motion to deal with all of these at one time. If there is specific that you want to do to pull one of these out and vote on it separately, you can call for a division of the question and deal with that specific one. But that would allow us to move forward if you desire to do it that way. So what I'm going to do is test the House, and this is non-binding other than just giving me some direction in the chair. And that is to say, if you're willing to deal with these in an omnibus manner, then would you lift the hand? If you want to deal with them individually, you can. Okay, down, opposed to that, lift the hand. Okay, I believe that it's pretty clear that, that where we are is an omnibus motion to deal with these. So I'm going to recognize the white card, but let's try to stay on track with me. Y'all have been great to me, but I'm trying to move us as rapidly as I can, but let you do what you want to do. Microphone 6.
Tim Briss, New York, clergy. I was on the Committee on General Administration, and I can see that 3 of these petitions, 3 of these calendar items address the very same paragraph in different ways.
Ooh.
Would it be possible to make this motion so that the different deletions and amendments in those paragraphs, which have to do primarily with the different ways that GBGM, GBHEM, and GBOD wanted to amend Central Conference membership numbers, could they be just smushed together because they're not in conflict, they just address different agency numbers.
I concur that, and I think what I was asking the body a moment ago was whether you were willing to deal with that as an omnibus motion, deal with them, recognizing that they have not been dealt with in the same way by each of the boards. The boards acted separately in this manner. And if you want to change your mind as a body, that's appropriate to do. Recognize that, yes.
Bishop, I think that the desire and plans and the intentions of each of those three agencies in each of these petitions could be combined if there were a parliamentarily appropriate way to do that, and I think it would ease our work. I do not think they're in conflict. Maybe somebody wants to contradict me.
Just a second, let me check my colleagues. After checking with the folks here, let me see if this might work for us. That we pull those, there are three petitions that were referred to, and we'll get calendar items, etc., make sure we're all talking about the same thing, and deal with those separately and deal with the others as a unit. Again, I want to ask if that will generally work with the body. Okay. Go ahead, David.
I believe what you're talking about are all modifications of disciplinary paragraph 705, and the relevant calendar items are 518, 523, and 542.
I only have the petition numbers in front of me, and I can't read fast enough.
Oh, okay, I can give you those too.
All right, why don't you do that?
Okay, 20073.
That's one.
20260.
That's another.
20378.
You got them.
Okay, thank you. Now, is the body clear about what we're going to try to do? And that will be those three we will separate out. Otherwise, we will vote on the remainder of these as a unit. Okay? Recognize you at microphone 1. That's what I've understood the body is wanting to do. Microphone 1.
Jeff Jernigan, North Georgia. Laity, I'd like to make an amendment, please.
Okay, it's in order.
This may be a way to get us through this quickly with decisions that we've already made that I think provide. Let me make the amendment. It is: board and agency membership shall be determined per Plan UMC, lines 139 through 344, on pages 2542 to 2548. G-Corps membership shall remain as determined in approved petition 20056. COSRO membership shall be 30 members, proportioned in similar relation to paragraph 2104.
Point of order. Okay, microphone 10. Is that
Yoshiro Nakajima, California, Nevada. Plan UMC has been determined to be unconstitutional. It cannot be used as a substitution.
May I speak to that?
Okay, I think that I'm supposed to accept that as appropriate rule of point of order. The motion is not appropriately before us.
I'd like to appeal that to the chair, please.
Okay, appeal the decision of the chair. An appeal decision of the chair is appropriate. And so we'll ask you to take your keypads at this point. If you will sustain the decision of the chair, you will press 1 for yes, 2 for no. Just a moment. Okay, I hope you're voting because I'm about to close the vote. The vote is closed, and we'll wait for the decision. Decision of the chair is upheld. So properly before us, and we're back, I believe, to the omnibus motion. Y'all are making it rather difficult for me tonight. I was intended to have a quick, easy evening of this. Microphone 5.
Me too, Bishop. Rodney Steele, Arkansas. I call the question for all that's before us.
Okay, that's appropriate to call for the question all before us. If you will prepare to vote. If you would call the question on all that's before us, you vote 1 for yes, 2 for no. You vote now. Another 3 seconds. Vote's closed. Okay, the question's been called for, and so I'm going to go back and ask if the motion can be restated so it's clearly before us what you'll be voting on.
The motion is that we vote on all of the items previously listed with the exception of calendar item 518, 523, and 542.
Okay. That's what's before us now. If you'll grab your keypads and prepare, you'll vote 1 for yes, 2 for no. Please vote now. Got another 2 or 3 seconds. Vote is closed. Okay, you have approved that part of you approved that motion, excuse me. And now we're ready to deal with the other 3 items. And so let's turn to those. And I believe let's start with calendar item that's found on page 2368. It's calendar item 518 and petition number 20073, found on Advanced Edition 1031. Okay. See a white card. I'll recognize you, please.
Tim Riss from New York, clergy.
Microphone 6. Let's see if we can speak up a little bit.
Tim Riss, New York, clergy. I would like to move to amend this petition to include some language from the 2 other petitions.
Okay.
Is everybody on page 1031?
Go ahead.
about a third of the way down on the second column, where you see the General Board of Discipleship. In the petition that's on the next page, number 20260, from the Board of Discipleship, they're requesting 4 Central Conference members. And so I would amend by saying, and 4 on the General Board of Discipleship. Then I would amend, and 10, only one of whom shall be a bishop on the General Board of Global Ministries. And then I would amend at the to make the next sentence read as it does on the next page, page 1032, in the first column, on the 6th line. It is recommended that the aggregate Central Conference membership on the program boards be composed of 1/3 clergy, half of whom shall be women, 1/3 laymen, and 1/3 lay women. The Central Conference membership, excluding Episcopal members, shall be elected by the Council of Bishops. And this, I believe, will harmonize the 3.
Okay. Now let me see if, because I thought we were dealing only with the one calendar item. Okay, now what I'm being told that this would bring, we can take all 3 of these together. This brings harmony to all 3. Okay, thank you. They're saying I was misplacing this one, that we'd deal with this calendar item, and then we'll go to the other 2 and deal with those appropriately then at that time. I'm going to see if we can get the amendment here to the secretaries, and we'll go back through that again and make sure it's clear to you what the amendment is, and then hopefully we can go to a vote at that time. So if you'll just hold for a moment in this process so that we can get the amendment properly before us and restated so it's clear to the body what is you'll be voting on. Okay, I see a white card. Yes, come. Looks like you'll need to come to microphone 6 as well.
Bonnie Martin, New England Conference. I have a question. If we were to simply adopt these 3 resolutions, would not the Committee on Correlation and Editorial Changes simply integrate all the material, and so we could deal with this together just with one vote rather than dealing with amendments?
Let's turn to the secretary and let him speak to that, please. Recognize you in the back. I'll come to you in a minute.
I believe that because these each are reflective of the changes in individual agencies, that the committee could, in fact, reconcile them in a way that's appropriate.
Okay. Recognize the person is microphone 4.
Thank you, Bishop. David Stotts, Mississippi Conference Laity. The General Counsel on Finance and Administration in paragraph 706 that we're looking at has already adopted 3 in a previous resolution, so this should not apply to GCFA where it says 4.
Okay, point me again to the specific section so it's clear to the secretary and to me about what you're pointing out.
Okay, it is paragraph 705C. the 7th line where it says GCFA.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
It says 4 members for GCFA, and it's only 3 by a previous petition that has already been approved and adopted for the number of members of GCFA.
Okay.
This is an editorial correction because the other item was also adopted by the body, and it would be integrated through CCER's work.
Okay, thank you. Y'all are being great tonight and holding steady and patient. This has been tremendous work that y'all have been doing. And I think it does, as Bishop Goodpastor said to us earlier, helps us find a way forward in an appropriate fashion, affirms the work that you've done. Y'all have worked extremely hard throughout this General Conference, very faithfully in this whole process. And I commend you for the work that you've done and give thanks to God for your willingness to stay with us this evening and work through it in a very, very appropriate fashion. Recognize you here near microphone 5. If you'll come forward, please.
Steve Ziekoff, Clergy, Wisconsin. I'm going to try this motion, Bishop. I'm going to move the adoption of calendar items number 518, 523, and 542 as printed in the advanced DCA.
We've got an amendment on the floor right now, so a motion's out of order.
I'm sorry, I lost track.
Okay. I believe the amendment has now been written out in a form that we can have the secretary to read to the body and ask, if you will, to hold steady, and we'll read it a couple of times, I believe, Jerry, if you will, in helping everyone know what's before us.
The motion is to amend calendar item 20023. After 3 on the GBHEM, add 4. After GBOD, replace 15 with 10. After GBGM, add only one of whom shall be a bishop. Then replace the rest of the subparagraph with the language from petition 20378. It is recommended that the aggregate, ellipses indicated, shall be elected by the Council of Bishops.
I'm going to do that one more time, because I know that it's rather complicated trying to switch between these petitions, but let's try it again so it's clear to everyone.
Amend calendar item 20073. After 3 on the GBHEM, add 4. After GBOD, replace 15 with 10. After GBGM, add only one of whom shall be a bishop. Then replace the rest of the subparagraph with the language from petition 20378. It is recommended that the aggregate, then there's an ellipses indicated, shall be elected by the Council of Bishops.
Okay. Now, this is what's before us at this point. I think we need to move to a vote, but I'll recognize the white card near microphone 10.
John Bishop, Greater New Jersey. Will this cause the Council of Bishops to have to go back and revise nominations previously made on the agencies that have been previously approved?
Let me turn to some colleagues and see what they can answer on that. Okay. The council will be meeting during the recess. There's going to have to be a recess. If y'all approve this, CFA is going to have to take the material that you passed and do some configuration of the budget. During that time, the Council of Bishops will also be meeting and will be revising as needed the nominations, and they will bring those back before you as well. So that, I hope, answers the question. Let's vote. Let's see if you can grab your keypad there. And if you approve this amendment, would you press 1 for yes, 2 for no? If you will please vote now. Another 2 or 3 seconds. Ballots closed. Okay, the amendment does pass. I see a card in the back. If you'll come to the microphone. Microphone 4.
Kathy James, clergy, South Carolina, the United States. I would like to further amend the petition before us so that after the inserted word "for," it says, parentheses, at least one from each region of Philippines, Europe, and Africa, close parentheses.
Okay, is there a second? I'm not hearing one. Second is okay. It's properly before you. You'd like to speak?
Just very briefly to say that that is the original wording submitted by the General Board of Discipleship in the other petition.
Okay, that's before you. Anyone desire to speak? I believe it's ready to vote, so we're going to take out the keypads one more time, and if you would approve this amendment, be 1 for yes, 2 for no. If you'll vote now. Couple of more seconds. Okay. Vote is closed. Okay, the amendment does pass. Let me just give me a second here. Okay, I want to see if we can turn the calendar out of 518, which I think, as amended, that's been amended. So that's what's before us at this point, 518 as amended. I believe you folks are ready to go, aren't you? Okay, let's do it then. If you'll take your voting pad, if you will press 1 for yes, 2 for no, if you'll vote now, please. The vote is, the ballot's now closed. Okay, and it is approved. Okay, and far back I see a white card, so if you go to microphone, what is that, 4?
Bishop Whitfield,
I'm John Redmond, a layperson from South Carolina, USA. This is somewhat awkward. I don't know how to suggest this, but it appears to me that in the spirit of collegiality, all of our general agencies are downsizing on their own initiative, except my good friends at the Board of Church and Society. And I would like to invite them to participate in this in some way. I'm not prepared, nor am I capable of making suggestions to them on what they need to do, but I would love to invite them to be a part of this party.
Okay, that's an invitation, and someone will need to make an appropriate motion if that goes beyond that. Yes, okay. I'll receive the number 4.
Lorvik, Rocky Mountain Conference, clergy. It is my understanding that the General Board of Church and Society will have to function within the reduced budget we already approved. So if they've got a bigger board, they've got to deal with that and still stay within the budget that's already been tightened.
That's what I understand. Okay, we're at a point that we need to take a recess. We need to get some other individuals counting numbers and get us moving forward. And so, what about 20 minutes? 30 minutes, and if you'll be back here in 30 minutes from now, we'll continue on. Thank you all so much for what you're doing.